James.
DCC for president, baby. Let's go, man.
You rock, James.
Sheesh. Nellyville23, $20 super chat. I love the passion. Captain RG3. Hope to shake your hand one day.
Oh, you will. Promise you will. I'm out there. I'm doing a tour. And we talked a little bit about it. I'm going to be out there doing the DeFi tour, talking to people about real DeFi, talking to people about these things, talking to people about Citizens United, talking to people about crypto, talking to people about regulation, and how we can try and fix the government, make it better for people, and not for corporations and moneyed interests and all that. Because when it comes down to it, human beings, we all want the same thing, man. We all want the same thing.
Right.
That story I told earlier, that
was real shit.
That's
real.
That's real shit that really happened, and it was the powered interests and the greed and the money and the shucksters out there that created that, and I watched them laugh and buy expensive cars and clothes and all that stuff at what they've done to people, and it's just. The humanity of it just blew me away. And so I want to get out there and talk to people about these things, talk to people about responsible crypto, management, and about real DeFi, and about getting rid of the middlemen and taking the power away from the banks and putting it back into the people's hands by using crypto products that do that.
Right.
Because a lot of them don't.
No.
A lot of them didn't. And 99% of the crypto out there is garbage.
Yep. And
only a very small amount. So, I want to take it on the road and get in front of people. I mean, that's where I do my best work. I've been a 2D guy doing this with Discourse Syndicate, now you're
going worldwide.
Now, but when I get in a room full of people and they shake my hand or they tell me that I helped change their lives and stuff like that, I mean, that's the value right there, bro. Yeah. Like the money coming in from all this is residual. It's the icing on the cake. I made it. I fixed my family situation.
Right.
I did it. But I'm not that selfish. Being a Marine, being the guy that stood on the line and said, hey, I'll take a bullet for even the people I don't like. I'll take a bullet for them. The people that I'm trying to fight against, I'll take a bullet for them so that they have the freedom of this country. So with that in my heart, being that kind of a guy, I want to go out there and help others and get in front of people for real and tell them these stories and talk to them and teach them about DeFi and how to take the power back and how we can all get together and start fighting this stuff for real versus fighting each other.
Right.
We're always fighting each other, and there's all this trolling and memeing and stuff that I didn't understand this stuff in my lifetime. We didn't have that shit. Like, I see some really ridiculous, horrible memes. Like, you said that shit to me in the neighborhood back in the day. We're fucking going, man. we're going. You didn't do that shit to people. And death threats and DMs that come across with some stupid bullshit, man. And it's like these little fucking keyboard warriors sitting in their mama's basement, talking shit online,
right?
And then other people glomming on and believing it, and it's just it's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. There's no substance in it.
What you're doing is like the right. It's like there's this old quote of like, "This world stands on the shoulders of men who plant trees that they'll never see the shade of."
There you go. There you go. And that's what I want to do. I want to plant a bunch of fucking trees so that one day people have shade to sit under.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Now, shout out to Belly Brand with the $3.
Brand!
The brand, baby. 369. Hell yeah, RG3 pirate ship, bro. That's what's up, man.
I love that kid.
Eric Illison, man, with the $5 super chat. DCC, I want to hit the like button, but I can't now. Now that you said Hex will dump if we don't hit the like stream, so I'm trying to get those cheap Hex bags.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Zad the Beast, man, with the €5. Hey, bro, what's your opinion on the Near protocol?
On the what?
Near protocol. It's gonna have a run. Basically it was pumping towards the tail end of the last cycle. So basically, like it started pumping a little bit like February, March of 2022, and then the bull market just ended. So that's what happened. So it's going to have a bull market, but right now there's so much L1s, PLSCHAIN and stuff like that. It's I wouldn't be shocked that it kind of starts really doing stuff like late in 24, middle of 24. So I think it's going to survive.
The chain wars.
The chain wars are coming, you guys. I can just tell you right now, there's like now with OP out here and Optimism and stuff, and then PLSCHAIN and Phantom and stuff, and like it's going to be tough for some of these other like I think Cosmos and Near are going to have some hell of a time unless they start getting some real adoption. Polkadot's been established for a while now. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the space right now. But there's actually one more super chat I forgot to say earlier. Hex shirt with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you guys. Mad respect. I found you guys, and I was already in Hex, but I learned so much from Richard in this community. Amen.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Now, I want to ask you something. So, just to go back to your tour and stuff. So, you started the tour in I think Louisiana.
Yeah, well, it was Mississippi. It was Sidell, Mississippi.
But it was right on the
border.
Right on the border between. So, how many people were there? Like, how did you get it started?
So I did an event called Limitless.
Okay.
Which was Ken McElroy, who is Robert Kiyosaki's partner.
Yeah.
George Gammon and all them. Jason
Shout out
Hartman.
Scottsdale.
Yeah, Scottsdale. So they invited me to that event. My company MCA, which is Mountain Crypto Advisors, that's
right.
our trust company that's a family office that helps people onboard, offboard crypto, and build and develop trusts for their longevity and tax mitigate. We were invited there, and I was to speak.
Yeah.
Really cool format. So what they did was they had me speak on crypto only, and then I couldn't talk about Hex or anything specific until they came to my booth. I couldn't talk about MCA, so it was a lot of value in the event because everybody just kind of talked their macroeconomic view on what their subject was, and then all the shilling and everything went on at the booth. At the booths. So it was a very cool.
Room,
I like that. So I want to put that format out there.
Right.
So I'm going to do the same thing and do my crypto, speech and talk about who I am, why I got into crypto, how I got into crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now the new DeFi system with Hex and Pulse and PulseX, and just lay out the argument for what those things did to pave the way for true DeFi to finally be here.
The evolution,
the path. And what it can mean to you and what it meant to me and that kind of stuff. And then we had 50 people. So anyway, well, I met these folks there at that event. They were real estate investors.
Yeah.
Big real estate investors.
No. Yeah,
they're not just, they don't own.
They're players. Bro.
Yeah, they don't own a few hundred houses. They own like a few hundred complexes.
Yeah, they own fucking blocks in Medellin.
Yeah, billionaires.
Yeah.
And one of them really was interested in Hex, and he befriended me, and his name's Irvin. And Irvin and he said, hey man, look, I got a lot of people asking me questions. I don't really understand this that much. And I saw an opportunity because I said, well, wow, man, the people that you know are very wealthy.
Right.
And they're business minded. They're finance. They understand finance. They understand at these events, the Robert Kiyosaki events, very libertarian minded, very anti-establishment, finance. So he asked if I'd come out. So he set it all up, and I came out, and there was 50 people there at the event. But when I got there, he said, hey, would you mind talking to a few people at dinner? So I got there, we had dinner, and there was a handful of people there at dinner. And then he said, hey, wake up in the morning, you want to go breakfast with a couple people? So went and had breakfast with a couple people because they couldn't be at the event. Then I had lunch with people that couldn't be at the event. And so we kept having these meetings while I was there. And so I touched about 50 people outside of the event, and then the event had 50 people in it.
Right.
And so we touched about 100 people. We sold about 15 treasures or more. I mean, we were telling everybody how to get in and helping them onboard and stuff. And then we brought some significant value into the Hex ecosystem on that weekend. So I saw the connection with the folks was just so incredible because there were some people there that had known who I was and had listened to me, and I had helped them through my friend before.
Right.
And they were just grateful. They wanted to be there. They wanted to bring people. So just hearing the good stories, even though we're in a bear market, there's still people there appreciative of what's happened. And some of them even said, hey man, I got in at 40 cents. And I've been buying ever since.
Sheesh.
You know, because we listen to you guys. We're all about this, and we understand what you're talking about. We know about 90% dips now, and we're not afraid, and we're still DCAing in, you know. So that was like, yes, they're listening.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is awesome. This personal touch thing, this getting in front of people and actually letting them see who you are and what you're doing. Because, like, I mean, even the connection you and I are having right now is not the same connection you and I used to have on the 2D when we did our stream together.
Yeah.
There's just something important about this, you know. It's that human experience. And in person human experience.
Yeah.
And it's valuable. And this system right now needs something more than anything else, and that's trust. It's lost all of its trust.
Right.
And people don't want to get involved in things or in people that they don't trust. There's a really good book out there called The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey.
You have told me about this, but I need to read this.
Everybody in the world needs to read that book because it puts trust, and especially for crypto people, especially for all you crypto people out there, you should be reading that book. And I'm not just, you know, plugging Stephen Covey's book, but it's amazing because it's the mathematics of trust. And this space really could understand that. It tells you how giving and receiving trust is a mutual thing. Like, I can't trust you until I give you that. Yeah. I have to give you it.
You have to give me trust.
I have to say, okay, I'm going to trust this guy. And then you proof yourself. And the things that you do either add or subtract from that.
From that trust, yeah.
Like billion-dollar deals, like he talks about that in this book, are done with
a handshake.
A handshake.
Yeah.
Like billion-dollar deals. Like, I mean, like anything I've done recently is NDA, contract. I'll renegotiate the contract, blah, blah, blah. Lawyers talk, lawyers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But if you get into a situation and you know real business people that have done real work, and Stephen Covey talks about some of these meetings that he's had, he sits down with people and they've literally done billion-dollar deals with just a handshake. And that's because of the trust, the mutual trust that those two people have with each other. And that's what the space is lacking. And that's because nobody's come to the plate. Nobody's stuck around. Nobody's shown who they truly, really are. You know, like earlier you called me Roy. That's my name. And, you know, they call me RG3, the Captain RG3. For some reason in this space, we're all so worried about our money. Like the crypto guys are the ones that are going to get snuffed out.
Right.
Not my neighbor who has a freaking $250,000 Bentley in his garage.
Right.
You know, that he lives on a regular street with, you know, just opens his garage and, you know, no, forget those guys that have all been around for thousands of years, you know, rich people. But for some reason, the crypto guys are all so worried we can't even express our identity, you know. That's just weird to me. But it's all about the trust, man. We've got to bring trust into this space, and people need to know what it is. And that book explains it very, very well.
You say the title one more time?
The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey.
Go listen to that book.
Definitely. And so there's two books that I'd like to tell everybody.
Please do.
So the first book, very old, very ancient, very simple. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dale Carnegie.
Yes. Yeah. Number one book you should read, and then read The Speed of Trust. And that takes care of most of your shit.
Yeah.
That will take care of most of your shit. And then be a good human being, have some integrity, and go do good shit.
Yeah.
Treat people right. You know, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff we need to be talking about versus memeing each other and fucking trolling each other all the time.
Oh, no, I'm defending the memes, but go ahead. I'm defending the memes a little bit here.
They're funny. I gotta admit, they're funny. Like the ones of me, dude. Oh my God.
Shout out Hexo.
Hexo.
Jesus Christ, Hexo.